Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. In this stream, I want to talk about the big news. Of course, that is Tesla opening up Bitcoin payments so that now you can buy any Tesla with Bitcoin. But that's not the full story. I don't think people are paying attention, reading in between the lines, because there is a master plan. There's a secret plan that I'm going to share with you guys about Elon, and it is huge. It could be even bigger than Michael Saylor's plan. But I'm going to share with you this big news, what it really means, what it's doing to some of the whales that's trying to drive Bitcoin down, right? And of course, cover what's going on with the entire crypto universe. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you follow me. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter and follow me on Facebook. I'm going to be doing a lot more things with social media in the future, including an Instagram page I do have. And I know some of you guys have been messaging me there, but I have really not done anything much with Instagram or Facebook, really, besides Twitter. So start following me on those because I might be doing some interesting things that you guys will enjoy. All right, so let's do this. Those of you guys that are here, welcome. Let me change my screen. Here we go. There we go. All right. So Bitcoin's a little bit better this morning than last night, right? But overall, Bitcoin is still just hovering in between this, like, let's just say 54,000-ish to 60,000, right? Obviously, this morning we had a bit of an Elon pump, and that's because Elon did, of course, open up Bitcoin payments for all Teslas out there. And, the combination of the two, I've always said, you have two of the most loyal followings out there with people that love Tesla and people that love Bitcoin. And when you combine them, it's unstoppable force. And that's only going to grow from here on out. But here's the thing. Here's what most people did not get from the story. Every single story is talking about the same thing. Okay, now you could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. You know what? I'm just going to pull up real quick. I don't know how many of you guys placed an order for a plaid, but it's looking pretty darn sexy. It's very enticing. A plaid at $120,000, and it is the fastest car on earth once it comes out. Faster than Bugatti Chiron. 0 to 60 and quarter mile. That's just crazy. And Chiron is like a few $1 million. But anyways, if you keep going, continue payment, you'll see that, you can now pay with Bitcoin, right? Or order a credit card. But here's the thing. You look at his response to original tweet, which is you could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. But look at this. Tesla is using only internal and open source software and operates Bitcoin nodes directly. So they're not using BitGo. They're not using any other service where it's converting Bitcoin into fiat. Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. Think about how big that is, right? Not converting things to cash, it's really hard. I don't even know how they're going to do this with their books. When they report like how much revenue they take in and stuff, how they're going to calculate Bitcoin. Because let's say you take in $120,000 worth of Bitcoin today. By the time they have to report, that $120,000 could be $200,000 or $300,000. So are they going to report that their earnings, the revenue is the future price or at the price of purchase? I don't know. They could be doing some weird creative reporting based on this, based on Bitcoin's growth. But that's not the big thing. The big thing is he plans on hoarding and holding every single Bitcoin he collects now. That is enormous. We know Michael Saylor, he wants to get every Bitcoin that he could get his hands on, right? Doing all this convertible debt offerings and putting all his cash, everything that he has into Bitcoin. And of course, Tesla did too with a $1.5 billion purchase. But now every single Bitcoin that they collect will tack on to what they have already. So they have approximately 48,000 Bitcoins, and that number will slowly rise over time. Now, of course, he's not going to be reporting on every Bitcoin that he collects, probably every quarter, right? So it'd be really interesting to see how they explain this during the quarterlies, but they could say, hey, this quarter we collected another 1,000 Bitcoins. This quarter we collected 2,000 Bitcoins. And then you're going to see this number start increasing over time. And that can start accelerating really, really quickly. And in fact, they may surpass MicroStrategy in the near future. This is genius. This is big. This is what we want to see. As much as we want to see big companies accept Bitcoin, only to just turn into fiat, which means they're just really selling it off. They're not really keeping it. This is different. They're actually going to hold every single Bitcoin they have. That's enormous. Not only that, they're operating Bitcoin nodes. They're powering the network to make this happen. So that's fantastic too. That's really fantastic. So this is the master plan, the secret plan of Elon. I think he realizes that Bitcoin is the future. There's been times he says Bitcoin is funny money, but less funny than fiat, which is a good endorsement. But I think ultimately, deep down, he knows Bitcoin is not only here to stay, it's going to dominate. It's going to take over gold, and it could become a digital currency of the world in the future, maybe with the help of Lightning Network or something else. I don't know. Or maybe Elon is Satoshi all along, and now he's just revealing himself. Who knows? But he does have another agenda, which I think a lot of people missed. I think this is pretty big. Besides just you could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, which is nice, but it shows that Tesla's committed. There's a lot of rumors recently about how, they might sell off their Bitcoin because there's too much pressure. All these investors that are threatened, they're telling Elon, go sell your Bitcoin. He's not gonna do that. That's not gonna happen. This shows you how committed he is, and he's basically doubling down, just like Michael Saylor. So pretty big. This is pretty big stuff. Pretty big stuff. Of course, now with the Elon pump, this kind of ruins some of the whales plan, the Whaleish plans I've been talking about. It kind of ruins it because today, if you look at it, there's actually more shorts that was liquidated than longs because probably some of those people that are trying to drive Bitcoin down, right? They may have a lot of short leverage contracts going on, and some of them didn't expect the Elon pump and got liquidated. It didn't liquidate as much as, let's say, this or this or this, but still, it's a step in the right direction. This is why the market is unpredictable at times. You really can't tell when someone makes a big purchase or makes a big announcement or something like that, right? But overall, we're getting through this Bitcoin's future expiration week pretty unscathed, right? Bitcoin is pretty much just going sideways. This is a weak month, and this is the last week, Bitcoin's futures expiration week, in traditionally a very weak month for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is doing its thing. And not only that, altcoins are flying. Altcoins have been on an absolute tear. That's why I've been doing a lot more streams about what I like, what are rock solid plays. Just even yesterday, I talked about 4 altcoins that have really helped my portfolio, and they are still flying today among other ones, right? So overall market is very darn strong, very, very strong indeed. All right, before I get to that, let me cover a few other pieces of news. So I saw this headline in CoinDesk. Bitcoin transfer worth about 806 million might reveal big institutional purchase. You know what? You know who revealed this first? Me. I revealed this like 2 days ago, but now CoinDesk is covering it. CoinDesk. I showed you guys this from Crypto Quant, and let me move my camera. These large outflows are not just like random, right? They're not like retail investors. It's not like you and I drawing out a few Bitcoin. We're talking about like half a billion, 750 million withdrawals. And these kind of withdrawals are going straight into a custody service. And basically every single one of these that you see, I mean, these are enormous purchases, enormous outflows. So this shows you how many other like institutional companies, public trade companies behind the scenes that is just buying everything up, buying everything left and right, as much Bitcoin as they can, while you know, whales are trying to scare retail investors. It just look at the data. Just look at data. So what CoinDesk was referring to was this one, which was a few days ago. But even before that, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one, look at. I mean, it's endless. It's endless. This is why you should not be worried about Bitcoin right now. You should not worry. You should not worry about the overall market, because guess what? All these guys and more are just buying as much Bitcoins as they can right now. There's hoarding as much as they can. I revealed not too long ago that this list, if you add up all the Bitcoins, is about 6.5%. But that's actually wrong, because they're calculated out of 21 million. And 21 million didn't even get created yet. And this doesn't take into account the ones that have been lost forever. So if you take into all that in account, this is like above 10%. So this holding keeps increasing. That's why right now I have zero fear at all. Bitcoin could do whatever it wants right now. Okay, zero fear right now, because I know it's gonna go a lot higher. Oh, way higher than this. And here's another example. And NYDIG cuts Bitcoin fees as Morgan Stanley opens up floodgates. You know, recently Morgan Stanley said they're going to recommend basically to their clients to get into Bitcoin funds. And it's from NYDIG. So yeah, institutions, they're grabbing as much as they can. And here's a funny one. Here's a real funny thing from Jim Cramer. So Jim Cramer is also a big gold bug. I mean, he's not really a gold bug, but he has said that he has a lot of gold on hand. So according to Jim Cramer, he has been disappointed by precious metal performance, such as gold. And on the other hand, Bitcoin has made him a ton of money. So yeah, even Jim Cramer is turning into a big Bitcoin bull at this point. All right, what else is there? Hut 8, one of the biggest mining farms in the not in the United States. I think in North America. They're pretty big. So they're adding another 14,000 Bitcoin mining rigs. Obviously, business is good. They bought some Bitcoin with their reserve currency too. And I'm set to interview Sue, who I believe is the chief marketing officer, or she's somewhat high up, and I'm going to interview her pretty soon too. So I'm going to dig deep and try to find more information about how a mining farm is and how they operate and stuff like that. And maybe talk a little bit about F2 Pool. Maybe they know a little bit about that. But yeah, Hut 8 and all the mining farms, they're making money hands over fist right now. I mean, just so much profits everywhere. So definitely very, very nice. All right, lastly, I was looking at CoinMarketCap just to see if there's any big events from today to the end of the week for altcoins. The only significant one is, I think, what you guys already know about, and that's the Crypto.com mainnet launch for their new chain, and that is coming up March 25th, which is tomorrow. Besides that, Anchor gets listed on Coinbase. We know that already. Insiders already bought it up like crazy. Crowns, which is Seascape. They have a partner. I mean, they're being added onto PancakeSwap. Celsius is being added to Bitfinex. Flow is doing like a AMA, which is a very promising NFT project. They're the ones behind NBA Top Shots. So if you're interested, you could join that. Ukomi is doing an Ultraman release on VV. Ultraman Series 1. That's interesting. Elron is having a staking phase 3. I don't know what that actually encompasses. Bakery Token is on Resfinex. I have no idea who they are. Nexo's monthly MA. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. So the AMAs are interesting. 0x, some of you guys like 0x. They have AMA. So I encourage you guys to tune in those if you are interested in the project, especially if you want to learn more. But the big one is Crypto.com, their main chain. And I pull this up. It's coming in 8 hours. And yeah, this is just their own chain to go move all their services to this. I don't know if they're really going to expand beyond their own like offerings. If they're going to try to invite other partners to onboard to this chain, I don't know. Quite possibly in the future. Quite possibly. All right, that is it. That is it. Looking at CMC, Bitcoin dominance went up a little bit, 60%. So some altcoins did falter more, I guess, or grew less. Yeah, that's the wrong word, falter more. No, grew less than Bitcoin. But there are some really, really fantastic ones. Even the four I talked about yesterday, like Binance Coin is up, Theta is still up, and then you go down the list. VeChain is up in a big way. Crypto.com, based on their chain, is up. Filecoin is up. Filecoin, to be honest, is really surprising me. I thought after the trust, Grayscale trust thing, that it would die down, but no, it's gained momentum. And I've noticed that a lot of storage plays have also gained based on this. So that's interesting. Kusama still being very strong, very, very strong. In fact, I think a lot of people that's holding on Polkadot just moved to Kusama because it's moving a lot faster these days. Yeah, if you go down the list, today is a pretty good day. Overall, pretty darn good day. Pundi is going up in a big way today. Harmony, still one of the ones I mentioned yesterday, up another staggering 18%. I mean, man, they're just killing it. They are just killing it. And what else is there? Icon, Ontology. Yeah, see, Sidecoin's been very hot. Voyager's coming back, so that's good. Qtum is up big. I honestly don't know what's going on with Qtum. MVL, I don't know who they are. Anchor's up because of the Coinbase edition. Yeah. So, pretty good day. Pretty good day overall. All right, guys. Turn to you for some Q&A. It's funny that you just asked about Dent, because Dent was a project that I really not didn't like, but I was neutral on. But I did more research into them. I actually created a video newsletter for Patreon yesterday, and I think they have promise. I think they have promise. They have some exciting things out already, so I think they're good. Paul, thank you. Cake looks like it's ready to break out. Do you think it's a decent entry point? You know what, with DeFi plays, especially like Pancake Swap, they're the largest AMA for Binance Smart Chain. So obviously they're here to stay. They're not going to go away anytime soon. When I introduced Pancake Swap, I don't know, they were like $2, $3. They went up like 500-600% since then. So they're kind of like, I almost view them as like a big cap for Binance Smart Chain DeFi project, right? So they're definitely a good hold. Obviously, when they've gone up 8%, it would have been better if you bought them yesterday. But still, I think they're not going away anytime soon, and I think they have a bright future. Let's just put it that way. ZUZ doesn't even exist on here on CMC. Paul, thank you. Illuminati asks, should I hold Flow or exchange it for T-Fuel or Harmony? I got Chili's and Theta. That's up to you. That's up to you. I know Flow is a little stagnant because they're not really accessible by U.S. residents, but I think they have a bright future. But with that said, T-Fuel is on fire, Harmony's on fire, so you have to make that decision. Ahmad asks, what's my exit plan for this bull run? My exit plan is to look at if or when Bitcoin tops out. That's when I'm going to plan my exit plan, because I don't think Bitcoin is topping out anytime soon. But with that said, things could change. Maybe at the end of the year, things do change, right? Then I'm going to formulate a big plan in terms of taking profits and possibly stay on the sidelines and watch what happens, something like that. But right now, I'm not worried about it. I'm not looking at taking profits. I'm keeping it all in because I see Bitcoin having tremendous future going to the latter half of this year. Arnkey? Yeah, I looked at this yesterday. I don't have any opinion about this project. So NFT marketplace, but there's a ton. Every single one is NFT marketplace. So I think at this point it really comes down to, I gotta move my camera. I think at this point you gotta focus on possibly the teams, and maybe that's the differentiator between. Matthew asks, can you do a video on gas prices between ETH, ERC? I mean, here's the thing. You don't need to know. Just know that anything transferred out of Ethereum is expensive. If you go transfer, try to use, let's say, USDT based on Tron, like TRC20 Tron. Then, I mean, TRC20 USDT. That way you save a whole bunch of fees. Or, Randy, thank you. Or you could use something like Stellar or something and use that to transfer between exchanges, which is really fast and really cheap. Thoughts on MXC? I bought a miner. I've looked at MXC before. I don't know. They're like a mining play. I like Helium. Not mining play. They're like a DeFi play. No. Wi-Fi play. I'm out of it today. I'm out of it today. Yeah, so they're kind of like trying to create a giant like Wi-Fi and within a city or so forth. Not really big in United States, bigger in Asia, but you know it could work. But I honestly like Helium a lot better. I like Helium a lot better. Gala Games, you can win NFT nodes, which is worth about 4.2 ETH. No. Never. Haven't yet. They're actually pretty big. Bigger than I expected. Owned by players. From one of the founders in Zanga, some creative minds. Okay. Well, that's a good start. Ah, you see? The publisher, so they run this on Sandbox, right? Yeah. Interesting. This could be good. But they're only on Uniswap. That's the thing. Well, I like the leadership at least. Why someone that founded or that worked at Zanga. You know they had a hand with Farmville, so that could be good. I'll put that on the maybe list for me to check out, but being on Uniswap alone is probably going to hold it back a little bit. $10-minute, great. CHZ, Chile's been going sideways a little bit. Yeah, they would go sideways a little bit, but I do think they have a promising future, despite the fact that the CEO blocked me on DM on Twitter. Despite that, but I still think they have a promising future because sports and tokenization, that's gonna be huge, and they haven't even really announced the NFT plans yet, but they will. Chromium, yeah, I'm very familiar with Chromium. They have a brand new blockchain, a relational blockchain that's supposed to be better. But they have fallen quite a bit ever since my neighbor Alice debuted and kind of fallen. But I think if my neighbor Alice, this is kind of like their real test to see how good their blockchain is. If this does good, I think Chromium's going to come back in a big way. But take a look. This is right next to Rev. I've been talking about Animoca, right? And all their brands. Rev is one of them. They have a lot of motorsport games that uses Revs up in a big way today. So Animoca brands is just they're gonna be on fire. And that last project was based on Sandbox. Sandbox also part of pretty darn good too. So Michael asks, if BTC would just drop 90%, what would happen to stablecoins? Nothing. They would stay at $1. That's the whole point of stablecoins, that they always stay at $1. So stablecoins would yeah, they would be fine. Yeah, I don't mean to really rub it in, but I've been trying to do interviews, so I reached out to Alexandre. He had his he had his messaging open on Twitter. So I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I'd like to get you on for an interview. And then the next day I check, it shows you have been blocked from sending messages to this person. And I tweeted out, I made a big fuss out about it because I didn't like it. But and then he claims like, oh, I don't know what happened. You know, obviously he does. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Will my Spark tokens be actually good? I don't know what Spark is. Untracked. Flare. Oh, so this is the one from XRP. Oh, this is a very hyped up one, right? Like smart contracts on a fork of Ripple, or fork of the XRP ledger, I should say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be good. You might as well just hold it. Maybe it gets pumped up. You got it for free, right? So just hold it. Render token is behind rendering for NFTs and supported by bad CEO. Yeah, I'm still not a fan. I don't like this lending of GPU power. I just get a GPU. It's much easier. But I get you're asking because you don't actually want to utilize the service. You just want to know if it's gonna go up in value, possibly. But fundamentally, I think it's a horrible idea to try to rent GPU time across the network. That just makes no sense. Radax, they're on Bitfinex. So it's a DeFi protocol or ecosystem meant for Bitfinex. It could be okay, but you know, relatively speaking, I mean, yeah, I mean, most project that gets listed on Bitfinex never really does anything. It doesn't really move. So I don't know. Like I found one recently, same thing for Tron. This project called Just, which is a whole DeFi ecosystem, staking, lending, all this stuff for Tron. But it has not moved at all because no one really cares about Tron. So it's kind of the same thing with Bitfinex. Boston asking about Nulls. Yes, it's also up. Pretty big. It's over. Nulls over 100 million. You guys better watch out. I know a lot of you guys been holding Nulls for a while. I've said after it breaks $1, it could really start moving if people start paying attention to it. And Nulls have everything. They have DeFi, they have NFT, they have staking, they have native staking, they have Generation 3 coin, they have interoperability, they have Ethereum bridge, they have everything. People just don't realize it yet. So let's see if it can hold. If Nulls can hold above $1, it can start really moving. So we'll see. We'll see. This optimism roll up, I don't think it's going to do anything. I don't think it's going to do anything. It could help a little bit, but I honestly don't think it's going to help a whole lot much. What's going to help is all these dApps. They basically move off of Ethereum or utilize a layer 2 solution, which most of them are. They're all utilizing another chain or layer 2, and ultimately that's going to relieve the congestion. What is this? Oh, that doesn't look good. They just like fell off a cliff. Yeah, probably not a good project. On another channel, someone presents evidence of Chainlink price suppression. Have you looked into it? What could be done? Nothing. Nothing. If that's true, you know what? The only thing you could do is hold, because price suppression only lasts so long until they either get bored or some other whale just destroys them. But Chainlink is not going to go away anytime soon. It's not going to go anywhere. It's the biggest oracle by far. And there's a lot of interesting things that's happening with Chainlink that I didn't even know existed. For example, I did an interview with LTO Network, and he talks about utilizing Chainlink to distribute one of their new services and how it could be distributed across multiple chains through Chainlink. So this goes beyond just data retrieval. So this is very promising. So they have a lot of things going on. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing you can do about price suppression unless you have like $1 billion you could put in there and just destroy the whales. I don't show for pump purposes people who sold his collection, uses Octane render, which is render token. I don't even know what that means. So did he use render to borrow GPU time to create his that collection that he sold? Is that what you mean? But even then I still don't like it. I don't get. I don't get, you guys could like it because you're probably asking about it because it's pumped up or your bag holder. I get that, right? But the thing is, what they're about to share GPU time across the Ethereum network, that's just silly. That's just really silly, especially with all the congestion going on, and you get a $400, $500 GPU, it will crush whatever. Whatever rendering that happens on a network, especially in terms of cost. So the whole premise of it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, of course, it could go up. It could make you money. But yeah, I just don't like it. Just like all these cloud computing plays, until they can show adoption, how can you trust it? There are just some things you have to just step back and think about logically. Because if you only focus on the price, you only judge a project by the price alone, you're going to get fooled so many ways, so many times, and you're going to get burned. Because pumps happen. They happen all the time. And there's people that's behind it, right? And they dump right afterwards. If they don't have good fundamentals, they're not going to stay up. So render did get pumped recently because they got added on KuCoin. So that also helped them too. I'm honestly quite surprised by Luxo or Luxo. I don't know why they've been so down. I think there's great potential here. This is wrong. They're more like 200, 300 million market cap. But still, they had a really good pump. A lot of people talked about them, even me, after I learned about Fabian. I think this is a great project. But I guess we'll just have to wait until their chain comes out, which should be in April. They were talking about in April. So that could make a big difference. I still didn't look at Energy Web token, so sorry, can't really comment on it. Hellcat, what are you talking about? A car vacuum for your Hellcat? Jeff, you're in a conundrum. You just have to look at other ones. I mean, like Voyager app does have a few altcoins on there. That's open for U.S. residents, of course, all the major ones. Bittrex is another one that has been around for a while. They don't have a lot of the new coins, but they have a lot of the old ones. So Bittrex is another one. Polionex is another one. They're all for U.S.-based residents. But if Binance doesn't support Texas, I don't know if other exchanges that followed and said, we don't support Texas either. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Texas. So, yeah. And KuCoin is open to U.S. residents. So I don't know. BitTorrent, I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. Because anything on within the Tron ecosystem, man, Justin has a hand in it, so I don't really trust it at all. Ben, I don't know. I missed your super chat. You have to repeat it again. It disappeared. I don't like waifu. Oh, Hellcat, that's good. That's good. Vacation is always good. BDT is a TikTok pump. I don't know. Are they trying to work with TikTok? I think KCS, KuCoin shares or KuCoin token, I think it's good. I think a lot of these exchange tokens will do really well after Coinbase goes IPO. Once they have their IPO, I think it'll be really good. B Pro, I still like. I know they've been going sideways. They're down a little more, but you know, after going up 700% within like a week or a month, it's gonna take a breather. But if you guys didn't check out that interview with Rue, you should, because I think, you know, I think it reveals a lot about himself. Anything else? Oh, just TikTok users pumping BTT? Why? Why would they? I checked out that NFT play, ARM Key. I'm not sold on it yet. Your thoughts on IOTX? I forgot what they were about. I've looked at this project before. Internet of Trusted Things. Enable users to own their devices as well as data and value they generate. Empowering the future. Open source design. Okay, I still don't know what they're about. I don't know. Something about, I don't know if they're an identity service. I don't really get it. Empower the open economics for machines. The open ecosystem where people and machines can interact with guaranteed trust, free will. Okay. So some kind of IoT play, I guess, right? I guess that makes sense. IoTEX. So it's kind of like that. I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about it or the team, but I guess that could be okay. But it just doesn't sound like a very sexy project. Can you make a study on Unistake and its liquidity offer to the market? No. Do your own homework. All right, guys, that's it. Overall today, much better day. Bitcoin came up a little bit. Altcoins are still rallying. The Elon effect definitely caused a disruption with a lot of whales that are trying to drive things a little bit lower, right? Caused more short liquidations today, so that's pretty good. But overall, I think people missed the point in terms of this whole thing about opening up Bitcoin for Tesla, because he actually wants to accumulate more. Tesla itself wants to accumulate more. Rather than buy, you know, they could just get people to give them Bitcoins, and that can have a big effect over time as they hoard and hoard and hodl and hoard and hodl, right? But you know what? Today, I'm feeling pretty good. Most of the altcoins are doing well, right? So if you have a good diversified portfolio, you're probably feeling the same way. So good for you. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and wait for my stream tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And by the way, I'm having an interview with Simon from StormX today, so I'll let you guys know how that goes afterwards. I plan on having an interview week, so I'm going to reveal that next week. So a lot of people are StormX fans, so we'll see how that interview goes. Nero, I will. Well, I don't know. Not if I'm a billionaire, but at that case, I'm probably going to be living on an island or somewhere. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.